Altrincham have made progress in the FA Trophy into the second round this afternoon with a 1-0 victory over arch rivals Macclesfield Town. And we're talking to assistant manager Neil Tolson. Neil, we're into the next round, which is the most important thing. But I thought the team's put in a very, very good performance today in terms of discipline, organisation, and passing was very good at times as well.
We're delighted to be in the next round. That's what the message, what we said to the boys before the game. Make sure we're in the hat come Monday. Performance-wise, maybe this is how far we've come. Myself and the gaffer, we're not overly happy with the performance. We think it could be better. We didn't pass the ball as well as what we'd like to, but we've kept a clean sheet and we're in the next round of the Cup, which is the most important thing.
We came out of the blocks quickly, and even before we scored, which was the second minute, we'd looked quite lively. But it was a really good strike by Damien Reeves, and he created the opportunity very well as well.
It was a good all-round move. James Lowry, he had a good part in it. Simon Richmond, and Damien's took it really well. That's one of the messages that we put across to the boys. Make sure we start the game well. We haven't been starting the games as well as what we should have been, and Reevesy, fox in the box, goes and gets us off to the perfect start.
Macclesfield have rotated their squad a little bit today, there's no doubt about that, but they weren't really causing us any problems in the first half. I thought defensively, midfield lads, everybody did their job, and at half-time it looked very, very comfortable for us.
We've said to the lads that work rate's the most important. You've got to make sure that that's what we bring every single week is work rate, and to be fair, they have worked hard and they will work hard, but we just felt that our passing could have been a little bit better today. We're not going to complain about it. It was, I thought, a little bit scrappy at times, but the end result is it's a cup competition and we've got over the line, and that's the most important.
Macclesfield second in the Vanarama Conference, which is an incredible achievement, really. We've played them twice, and they've looked okay, but not particularly good side. I've seen them against Wrexham. They were okay, but again, not particularly impressive. But John Askey's clearly doing something right.
I think he's got them very well organised. And as you say, he's made 4 or 5 changes today to the team, which proves he's got a little bit of strength in depth as well. So, we've got to worry about us, but they're a good side. I think they've got good pace. Adrian Amote, when he comes on, he's always going to be a threat. Barnes Homer up front, he's a useful lad. So they've got good quality, but we've got to take the positive out of that. If we can handle those players and we can look after those kind of players, we've played them twice now and they haven't scored a goal, we've got to take the positives out of that as well.
In the second half, they did up the tempo a little bit without really creating too many chances. And eventually we've created 1 or 2 chances ourselves. Perhaps most notably, Stephen Gillespie's created a decent opportunity, and that's disappeared. And a fantastic effort from Tom Marshall.
It was, yeah. He was... He's made perfect contact and great technique from Big Masher, and very unlucky that he hasn't gone in at the far top corner. Gilly did unbelievably well down the left-hand side, dropping his shoulder and set up Simon Richmond. Unfortunately, Simon didn't take the opportunity, but he's been different class for me over the last 6-7 weeks as Simon Richmond. So he was unlucky not to get a goal, but if anyone deserves one, it's Simon.
Yeah, it was a really good move, that, because it was a drop ball and we contested it really well. I think Pete Kavanagh got the ball away and it was worked to Stephen Gillespie, shimmied one way, then the other. Lovely ball, as you said. And Simon, he's done everything right, but just lifted it that little bit too high.
He has, yeah. At the end, I'd like to see it again on the video, which we'll have a good look at. But for me, from my forwards head, he may have been able to do it split second earlier. The longer you leave it, the less angle that you've got. So we can work on things like that with Simon, but if he's a massive player for us, he's Simon Richmond. His energy, his work rate, they've got 2 holding midfielders today to look after him. So he's a very, very, very good player, Simon.
And what did you make of the sending off? I don't think I'd have been that happy if that had happened against us.
No, I know it sounds daft. Sometimes you're better off not saying anything. I've not seen it yet back on the replay. My instinct at the time was, it could have gone either way. I don't know whether the lad was round enough and Simon had got a good touch with it, took him away from the one defender. So let's have a look at it on the video.
And then late on, Mac have had a couple of half chances, perhaps most notably there was a good cross from Johnston which Sean Densmore's done ever so well to deny Matthew Barnes-Homer, and then also a header from Tom Marshall which I think he's done well to get to the ball, but it's just looped up off him and Barnes-Homer's missed the target with his header.
That's right, he's had the one that he was on about before, Sean Densmore, he's done unbelievably well to get to that. You know, that little goal written all over it. Great cross from the lad. To be fair, Griff's had him most of the game quite comfortable, and he's got a decent crossing, and how Sean's got round his credit to himself, because it looked like he got a goal written all over it. So you know, skipper's done really well for us then, and as you say, with Big Masher gone up and won the first header exceptionally well, and you know, he couldn't get any distance on it, or it's just looped it up into the air where, to be fair, he probably should have done a bit better.
And it could easily have been one of those games where one team is in charge pretty well throughout, but it remains 1-0, and then the other team does get a goal late on. You had that feeling that might just happen.
Yeah, I'm usually the most nervous lad in the world on the touchline, but I felt quite comfy today. You know, it was a little bit worrying with Barnes-Homer, but no, I wasn't panicking too much, which I usually are. The gaffer's usually a good measure, and he was quite calm as well.
And Altrincham have got a fantastic tradition in the FA Trophy, but not in recent years. And you know, in the last 10 or 15 years, we've got a pretty poor record in the trophy. And since you and Lee have been here, we haven't really done anything in this competition. Perhaps this is an opportunity to really have a good run now and get, if not to Wembley, certainly somewhere close to it.
Well, that's what we're striving for. I assure you, I'm speaking on behalf of myself and the gaffer. There's nothing said differently that we don't say. In the league, you know, league fixtures, we want to win every single game. So the foot will be firmly on the pedal, and we'll be pushing as hard as we can to get to Wembley, because it's not just a good day out for the staff, not just a good day out for the players, but it's a great day out for the fans as well. So that's what we're gonna aim to do. I think you need a little bit of luck along the way, but you know, why not? Let's go for it.
One little disappointment was that we lost Ryan Crowther to an injury. It looked like a hamstring.
Yeah, it's touch wood. I'll touch a bit of wood. It's not as bad as what we first thought. Ryan felt it a little bit last week, and he's trained, and he could feel it slightly, but it hasn't actually gone. So we've brought him off as more of a precautionary than anything else, because again, over the last 3 or 4 games, Ryan's been very, very good for us. So the last thing we need is him out. So it was more precautionary than anything else.
Okay, today was the FA Trophy, a cup game, but you've got to look at the overall run of games, and we're getting some momentum now, and the overall level of standard of performance each week has been pretty good in the last 4, 5, 6 games.
It has, and that's what we've said to the players. You've set your standards now. You've got to keep going. You know, we've worked hard. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. We've done a lot of work on the training ground, a lot of individual work, a lot of teamwork, and you know, hopefully we're getting the rewards now. But just because we won today doesn't mean it's going to happen next week. We've got to stick to the basics, and that's work hard and stick together as a team and keep passing the football. And if we do that, I think we'll be fine.
That's Neil Tolson there. Delighted that Altrincham have made it into the last 32 of the FA Trophy this season. Not that happy with the performance, as he said there in the interview, that he and Lee Sinnott were not particularly impressed with some of the passing play. But Altrincham are in the draw on Monday, and our next action is next Saturday afternoon when Dover Athletic come to the J. Davidson Stadium.